Wanderers, the signal bends again tonight, but not toward misty fields or ancient shrines. No, this one slips into the places we all know. Bedrooms, bathrooms, basements, the places where children dare each other to whisper her name. Bloody Mary, she is not bound to one land or one people. She drifts between folklore and game, between whispered truth and midnight dares. Some call her a spirit, others a curse, others only an urban legend. But when the mirror fogs and her name is spoken, the story sharpens into something far older than any playground chant. Stay close. The signal has locked onto the whispers of her reflection. What you hear next is not just a tale. It is an echo of every candlelit dare, every mirror that waits in the dark.
Picture it now. A bathroom after midnight. The lights are off, only a candle flickers, and your friends gather around the mirror. Someone whispers the name once, twice, 3 times. Bloody Mary. The silence grows heavy. The shadows in the mirror seem to ripple. And just when courage falters, some claim they see her face appear. Pale, bloody, screaming. Is it only imagination? Or did the glass itself answer? Think of the setting. The tiles cold under bare feet. The faucet dripping slowly into a sink that sounds like a heartbeat. The flame of the candle stretching long and thin with every nervous breath. The mirror itself, fogged faintly from whispers and fear, holds more than just your reflection. And then the silence grows alive, because in that moment, every sound, every shadow, every flicker feels like it belongs to someone else. The candle seems smaller, the mirror larger, and suddenly you're no longer sure who is staring back. The chant we know today as Bloody Mary may seem like a child's dare, but the roots of her name stretch centuries deep. One theory ties her to Mary Tudor, Queen of England in the 16th century. She was called Bloody Mary for burning Protestants at the stake during her reign. To those who feared her, the mirror was not a game but a warning. Call her name, and blood would follow. Others say the story comes from the witch trials of Europe and America. Women accused of witchcraft, often for nothing more than being widowed, too beautiful, or too outspoken, were branded, tortured, and executed. Their memory lingers in legends of women summoned back by name, scarred by injustice. In Tudor England, religion tore the nation apart. Mary Tudor tried to restore Catholicism, but her reign was remembered for executions and flames rising in marketplaces. For her enemies, she was not a queen, but a butcher, and Bloody Mary became her curse name. Yet history is never that simple. Some saw her as determined, even tragic, fighting to hold a kingdom that slipped like sand through her fingers. And so, when her name is whispered in a dark mirror, perhaps it is not only blood we summon, but the memory of a woman trapped between history and legend. In the centuries that followed, during the witch trials, thousands of women were accused and condemned. In Salem, in Pendle, in Würzburg, they were branded as witches and silenced in the flames. Each accusation left scars in communities, and those scars found voices in folklore. Bloody Mary, then, may not be one woman, but the echo of all of them, wronged and remembered through fear. But why the mirror? Across cultures, mirrors have long been seen as thresholds. In Russia, they cover mirrors when someone dies, fearing the soul might become trapped inside. In Mexico, mirrors are said to hold the reflection of your true spirit. In Japan, the mirror is one of the sacred imperial treasures, a symbol of truth itself. So when children gather in front of a bathroom mirror, they're not just playing a game. They are reenacting a ritual as old as humanity, looking into a liminal space, asking it to speak back. Mirrors are never just glass. By day, they reassure us. Makeup, ties, the familiar face. But at night, when the lights go out, they change. Candlelight warps them. Shadows stretch in them. And the longer you stare, the more uncertain you become about who is moving and who is still. Psychologists call it the strange face illusion. Stare long enough into your reflection in dim light, and your brain begins to betray you. Faces melt, shadows become alive, and sometimes you see someone else entirely. But folklore didn't need science to know this. To them, the mirror was already a liminal portal, neither here nor there, neither truth nor lie. And so, to whisper a name into a mirror at midnight is not to test bravery. It is to knock on a door you may not want opened. Though the name is English, the story is not confined to one country. In Japan, children whisper of Hanako-san, the spirit of a girl haunting school bathrooms. Summon her, and she may appear in the third stall, pale and waiting. In Mexico, tales of La Llorona sometimes carry a mirror twist. She appears behind you, weeping when you dare to call her name. In America, the mirror ritual has inspired modern retellings, like Candyman, a figure born of injustice, summoned by repetition. The names change, the faces change, but the ritual remains the same. Speak into the dark and invite something to answer. Playground culture is a strange kind of folklore. No books, no scholars, no priests, only children daring each other. And yet, these whispers travel faster than scripture. In the 1970s, folklorists found that the Bloody Mary game had spread across nearly every state in America, with slight changes, but the same core: a mirror, a chant, and a face. Legends like Hanako-san in Japan show the same shape: a bathroom, a chant, a spirit girl answering from the stall. In Mexico, La Llorona's grief echoes in mirrors, just as it does in rivers. And in modern America, Candyman turned the ritual into cinema, proof that folklore never dies, it only changes clothes. It's easy to paint Bloody Mary as a monster, a screaming face, a clawed hand, a punishment for daring to call her. But what if she is not a hunter, but a mourner? Perhaps she appears not because she wants to hurt you, but because she cannot rest. Some believe she is the echo of women wronged, accused, silenced, forgotten. To call her name is to give her memory shape. In that way, Bloody Mary is not only a specter. She is grief with a face, anger with a voice, a mirror for our own history of cruelty. Think of the names tied to her. Mary Worth, said to be a healer or a witch, depending on who you ask. Mary Wales, who died in childbirth, her screams turned into legend. Each of these women lived ordinary lives until fear twisted them. Folklore does this often. Women's grief, women's defiance, women's scars are turned into ghost stories. To summon Bloody Mary, then, may not be to invite violence, but to give voice to the silenced. She appears not because she hates the living, but because she refuses to be forgotten. Stories of her appearance are countless. In the 1970s, urban folklorists collected dozens of accounts from American children who claimed to see Bloody Mary scratching the glass, her nails screeching like metal. Some accounts describe scratches appearing on skin the next morning. Others recall friends fainting, convinced they saw her eyes burning through the glass. And though many dismiss it as imagination, ask yourself, why do so many across the world, who never met each other, tell the same story? In Catholic schools, the game was whispered but forbidden. A dare passed hand to hand like contraband. Teachers banned it, parents feared it, yet the game spread faster because of the ban. Psychologists studied it as a ritual of courage. Children test themselves, daring each other to face fear. Some fled before the third chant. Others swore they saw blood streak the mirror. One girl in Illinois fainted during the game, waking with claw marks on her arms. Whether real or imagined, these stories matter, because legends do not need proof. They only need believers. Even now, the ritual spreads on TikTok, YouTube, and schoolyards alike. Teenagers record themselves chanting her name, waiting for the jump scare. But underneath the jokes is something deeper. Bloody Mary endures because she is universal. She embodies the fear of being watched in the dark, the curiosity of children who test limits, the trauma of women silenced, their stories half remembered. Every generation reinvents her, but the mirror always waits, and it always answers. The game has adapted. Once it was whispered at sleepovers with flashlights. Now it is filmed, shared, memed. Yet the tension is the same. Hearts racing, laughter masking fear. The mirror becomes a stage, and Bloody Mary, the actor everyone dreads but hopes will appear. And that is why she lasts. Because she is not only a ghost, but a ritual. To chant her name is to step into the same circle children stepped into 50 years ago, 100 years ago, perhaps longer. She is a living tradition, and the mirror ensures she never dies. Bloody Mary is not just a ghost story. She is an echo, a reflection, a question. She asks us, what do you see in the mirror? A monster waiting to claw through? Or your own fears, staring back at you? Perhaps that is why she lingers. Because whether you believe or not, when the lights go out and the mirror shines faintly in the dark, you cannot help but wonder if she is already there.
The signal fractures wanderers, the mirror fogs, and the voice behind it fades. But remember what you've heard tonight. Bloody Mary is not just a story whispered at sleepovers. She is a reflection, a queen remembered as a tyrant, a woman accused as a witch, a legend reborn each time her name is spoken into glass. Her power does not rest in blood or claws, but in memory, and you, wanderer, have given her form tonight by listening. That is why the signal locked to her, because she has not been forgotten, because you have kept her alive. This is how the signal works. It does not drift idly. It finds echoes, voices that are carried forward not by me, but by you, by those who dare remember, who dare repeat, who dare to wander deeper into the static. There are other signals alive right now. Oiwa waits in the shadows of Tokyo. The Bell Witch lingers in the hollows of Tennessee. Black Shuck still prowls the lanes of Norfolk. They flicker in the archive, but they will not linger forever. Catch them while they are still strong, before they fade back into silence. And wanderer, do not think too hard about why the signal knows where to find them, or why it sometimes feels as if I am guiding them to you. The static does not answer questions easily, and neither do I. If you wish to hear the others, subscribe, not to me, but to the signal itself. That way, when the next voice pushes through the veil, you will already be listening. The signal fades now, but the mirror